I'm 36 and I've never been married. And some people are like, that's such a red flag. Is it though? Because, like, everybody, 90% of the people my age have already been divorced and then got remarried like that. I kind of think you're the red flag. Pardon me, but I feel like you're the red flag. Plus, I mean, if we're gonna be so for real though, it's not like I've been not doing anything and not married at 36. Like, I got pregnant, had a baby at 20 years old, and then that baby had like 4 holes in his heart when he was born. So that meant I was going to the doctor literally every single week until 16 months when he had open heart surgery. And then it was a healing process, and it has just been a long journey. And then I was also working like 4 jobs to that I could try to manage to keep a roof over our heads. Like, I was a hustling mommy, very and oh, no dad at all. Like, there's no co-parenting, so there's no every other weekend, 1 week on, 1 week off. None of that. No financial support. So it was like a lot of work. So I just didn't have the ability to date, really. And then and then when I did date, they just weren't the right ones. And I just also wasn't willing to settle for the wrong ones because it would be convenient to have a partner in life. Like, I just have never been someone to settle for someone that's not meant for me. It's not like my standards are too high either. My standards are to be treated the way I treat people, and that is not too high of standards. And had to have the same interests and the same vision for the same future. Because the other thing too is, like, you can meet people in life and they can be great people. But if you choose to settle with somebody that doesn't actually fully align with who you are, what you are looking for your future to be, then you've inevitably chosen a different life path than the one that you were created for, which is no big deal, but you're not going to be able to step into your purpose if you choose a partner who's not aligned with that same purpose. You'll end up just kind of living a different life than the one you envisioned. And I will say the area that I've been very blessed to live in, like, very blessed to be able to do all of this by myself. And it's got a huge part of it's all the opportunities here to be able to do it all, to navigate it. The cost of childcare, the cost of this, the cost of that, the cost of living itself is essentially able for me to do, right? On my own. But the location itself hasn't really been the location that has fit who I am and my essence and my energy and um what I look for my future. It fits a different life path. A lot of people here tend to have that vision, that frequency of what they want, and it's just not aligned with my frequency. I was actually intending on moving and living in a van before that was cool. Like, before it was cool, I was literally just gonna soup up this old van my dad had and live in the back of it while I went to Nashville. I was like literally gonna do that, and then I got pregnant. That's who I am. I'm not someone who really fits the vibes here, and so it makes sense that anytime I did like connect with somebody, I would soon find out they actually were just traveling through. They were from Chicago, they were from New Zealand, they were from Africa, they were from wherever. But I didn't know that about these people I would connect with and become like intrigued and interested to get to know until I was getting to know them. I'm like, that makes sense because you carry a different energy about you. It's why I I was interested in you. You carry that energy that I carry, and I look for that in people, right? So there's just not a lot of people here that fit that energy. There's a lot of great people. So calm your tits, people that live here. I'm not saying that there's no guy good enough. I'm saying that I don't think it's a red flag that I'm single at the age of 36 because I'm just now getting out of survival mode and my son is 16 years old, and I'm it's not like I haven't tried either. Like, I've dated and I just didn't find the right person here, right? And that's okay because I also wasn't lonely. And that's the other thing. Like, a lot of people end up getting married and stuff a lot younger because they don't have kids keeping them super busy and then multiple jobs to try to keep your roof over your head, and your priorities really change as what you're focused on. And since I was a full-time mom, I never had days off, which meant I was never alone or feeling lonely, you know? I would like, and what do you do? Well, I guess I should probably get out tonight, but I don't want to because my son's not home tonight. But I don't want to because like none of my friends are available to go out, and why would I go out to the bar alone? I just don't feel it. I'm just not into it. I'd rather go to the pool bar alone, and it's not that time of day. So anyway, I just like a different season of life for me right now. I'm in my 36 years old. I could probably ask people what they're doing. I just don't feel like it. If like I wasn't invited, I don't feel like trying to like find people for the sake of finding people, if that makes sense. I just kind of like I'm cool to chill at home and go to bed early, and that's that. And like spend tomorrow doing things during the day that I want to do versus stay up late for no reason in a place that's gonna smell like cigarette smoke with nobody that I know. Like, who am I gonna meet here, right? Anyways, I don't think it's a red flag. I think it's a red flag when people like literally can't be alone and they're constantly in relationships. That's a bit of a red flag. I feel like when you know how to be alone and you feel good by yourself, like that's a green flag because you're not needing someone to fill the silence to make yourself comfortable with being alone with yourself. Like, if you can't even hang out with yourself alone, why would you expect somebody else to want to hang out with you alone? And a lot of those people that do jump relationship, they're finding a partner who is that same partner, that same kind of person. You don't find who you want, you find who you are, right? So I'm actually working. I've been doing a lot of inner work, a lot of self-improvement stuff, and that's kind of why I've just been like, I'm gonna do some work. I'm gonna work out on my treadmill. I'm gonna like read a book. I mean, I'm just like I'm doing some different stuff right now to align myself in a different mindset. So that's who I am right now. But you find people that you are, not who you want, right? You could want a good partner, but if you are also inconsistent with being able to be alone, you're going to find someone else who also just needs somebody to be with because it makes them feel better than being alone versus finding someone who wants to be with you because you fit who they are and their energy and you add to their already like easy, happy going existence and their contentment to be themselves. You add to that. You don't add anything else but what your cup is. Like two cups overflowing, not two cups half filled that have to come together to make it feel like it's a full cup. Does that make sense? So yeah, I don't think it's a red flag if you've been single forever, especially if you have had more on your plate than the average person at the age of 20 years old. I had to grow up really fast. I had to figure out life. I had to figure out life again and again and again and again and refigure it out again. And now I'm in a season where I'm like, okay, I've dated and I don't like the kind of people I dated. And what are my lessons I learned from that? Who is it that I'm looking for? And also, who do I want to become right now? And how do I want to better myself? And I know that I'll find the right person as I'm working on my own personal goals. That's how I'm going to meet my person. But I don't think it's a red flag. People are always like, why are you single still? Obviously, I'm beautiful. This is me in my ugly duckling phase. I don't have makeup on, but I'm using a filter. And, but I also am looking snatched because I'm tan and I don't have to look as good when I'm tan because my tan is my makeup. Anyways, long story short, I hate that question because it's like, there's nothing wrong with me being single. I think you should be more concerned if I'm constantly dating people and getting in a relationship and then getting out of it and getting in a relationship and then getting out of it. That's a little bit more of a red flag. It shows you that I'm needing somebody. And that's the thing is like when someone says I don't need you, I want you, it's not because I'm independent. It's like I'm content with who I am alone. And when I find the right person, they're just going to add to my happiness. I don't need them to create something to fill an empty void to make me feel happy. And that's what you need. Your partner shouldn't be the reason you're happy. You should already be happy and content with who you are. And your partner should just elevate that. And they should also be happy and content where they are. And that's just kind of that's why I don't think it's a red flag. I think it's quite a green flag actually. And I think I'm ready now.